for Calgary-Edgemont has the call.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm honored to rise and offer my maiden speech in the 31st sitting of the Alberta Legislature. It is a privilege to stand here today in the city where I was born and in the city where my grandparents raised my mother. Both of my maternal grandparents were raised during the Depression by single mothers, and both had to cut their education short to support their families to survive. My grandpa George Mayer showed me what public service was as captain in the Edmonton Fire Department. He was very curious but also proud that his first granddaughter was getting involved and running in politics. My grandma Dorothy was full of unconditional love, and I still cherish the knitted keepsakes that she made for me. She worked for the provincial government, but had to resign to raise her kids. They built their first home on what had been farmland on the edge of the city, just over the river on 79th Street, now just a 10-minute drive from here. They were avid pigeon fanciers. And every time I drive underneath the 97th Street Bridge, I see the engraved pigeons and I think of my grandparents on my way here. I'm also pleased to recognize that we are in Treaty 6 territory where this House is sitting. And I begin by thanking the Indigenous people whose ancestors' footsteps have marked this territory for centuries. I'm especially pleased to speak to you as the MLA for Calgary-Edgemont. And in the spirit of reconciliation, I recognize that my constituency is located on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, the Siksika, the Kakai, the Piikani, the Tsuut'ina, and the Nakota Nations, and the Métis Region 3. And to all the people who make their home on Treaty 7 in the region of Southern Alberta. I'm not too sure how all of you know about my constituency, so let me tell you about this thriving community in the northwest of Calgary. You would love this place. Calgary-Edgemont is a living and breathing microcosm of what makes Alberta a good place to live. The heart-shaped constituency provides a suburban home to more than 48,000 people. Some are enjoying an early and well-earned retirement. Others work one job and then another to make ends meet. Calgary-Edgemont has 12 public schools. We have a range of faith-based worship places that provide spiritual nourishment and community outreach. Constituents of Calgary-Edgemont live in seniors' homes and social housing buildings. They live in housing cooperatives and multifamily units and in single-family homes. They are homeowners and they are renters. The homes in Calgary-Edgemont are located on parks and cycling paths. They sit on tree and sidewalk-lined streets where neighbors get to come and they walk and they talk. Calgary-Edgemont has community centers, community gardens, and a bazillion little free libraries and some backyard bird feeders. This constituency includes thriving business hubs, and it excites me to say that many of these hubs are purposely located in walking distance of a range of housing options. My constituents, and I am so humbled by that phrase, have access to recreational facilities that include soccer fields, outdoor rinks, and of course, all these pickleball courts. This riding also sits next to a constituency with a publicly funded university, a healthcare center, and thanks to the foresight of many of the MLAs in this House today, a world-class cancer treatment center. Best of all, the people in Calgary-Edgemont reflect the incredible diversity of Canada in 2023. My constituents is home to people from all over the world. Many of these folks have called Alberta home for several generations. Calgary-Edgemont includes Canadians who have moved here in search of jobs and education. It welcomes newcomers and refugees. It makes space for tables from everyone from new babies to senior citizens and a lot of pets. Now you want to know how do I know about all those pets? Because I met a lot of them when I was outdoor knocking in Calgary-Edgemont. And how did I get from there to here? I did it by caring about the people and the place that I call home, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. In my personal life, I'm a mother raising 3 kids, Joshua, Liam, and Clara. Joshua, thank you for making me a mom and showing me this world in a new perspective. Liam, I appreciate your inquisitive mind and the hard policy questions that lead into some amazing conversations. It's greatly helpful that both of you are assisting me around the house and even doing some cooking so that I can come and do this. Clara, you are definitely my top supporter. I love how you joined me in the community of Calgary-Edgemont so we can spend more time together and also so that I can do this important work. It's great to always have you by my side. I'm also the daughter of Carol, a woman who has been so dedicated to helping me accomplish this dream and supported me to do this. Thank you for teaching me to be a strong, independent woman. Kids, I love you, and Mom, thank you. So I stand here today as a mother and as a daughter. The people I call family taught me to care about today and make sure that I plan for tomorrow. I am reminded to be grateful for the generations of women that came before me and the activism they did so that I can be here in this chamber. And I look to the future and ensure a better future for my children. I want my children to grow up in a community and a society that they can be proud of, where they don't have to fight hate and they don't have to fight bigotry, that they live in a world that's fair and good. I am here for our collective children's future. In my professional life, I worked as a caregiver and an advocate for individuals who lived with disabilities. That is where I learned more about why it is important to care about today and why it matters that I plan for tomorrow, and why compassion for others should be my foundational truth. Compassionate people care about today. They will also work hard to make the world a better place for tomorrow. I stand here equally proud of my work as an educational assistant and a volunteer as the chair at a parent council with our public school system. That work taught me why it is important to be an engaged, committed, and a compassionate member of my community. Why? Because people who care about today will work hard to make the world a better place for tomorrow. I've also worked in the office of a constituency office of our Calgary MLAs, one of them. It was a transformative experience. I enjoyed helping individual constituents navigate issues. More importantly, I saw how good government policy impacts the issues that impacts the lives of individual Albertans and the people that they care about. My decision to run for public office is rooted in my own life story. I believe that Albertans want a government that cares about the lived experiences of Albertans. And the constituents of Calgary-Edgemont agree. Constituents tell me that they want action on affordability. They want action on improvements to quality and accessible public health care and public education. They also want policies that do a better job protecting clean air and clean water. They want to be able to show their great-grandchildren the majestic and forested slopes of the Rocky Mountains. They want to know that the water that flows through the city will continue to nourish Alberta's people and its wildlife. They want to know that water is abundant and fit to grow the agricultural crops that literally helps feed the hungry world. And that's why I stand here today as a member of the Alberta New Democrats. The great thing about democracy is while we each only get one vote, we also get to park that vote where we believe it's going to do the most good. I'm so excited to belong to a political party that believes individual MLAs, regardless of affiliation, are called to work together to make Alberta a better place. Thank you to the member of Edmonton Strathcona. You are proof that leadership matters. I am one of 38 members in the largest official opposition in Alberta ever seen, and 22 of us are women. And it thrills me to say that that's over 57% women here on this side of the house. And thank you, Calgary-Edgemont, voters and volunteers. I am so grateful for your confidence. I am very fortunate to have a team that supported me for 4 years so I could become their MLA. Thank you, Alfredo Loro, Alana Luft, Alec Bernardo, Alexandra Campbell, Barb Hoykins, Bill Kirk, Christine Bergeneau, Carol Baker, Elspeth Kirk, Jessica Wiseman, Joy Gregory, and Keith Cherneau. We did it. To the constituents of Calgary-Edgemont, I look forward to getting to know you better. I look forward to meeting more residents in the riding those who have newly moved here, and those who I haven't had the opportunity to meet on the door. We have work to do. I know that. I also know that I am willing to roll up my sleeves and work with you in the days ahead. Historically speaking, Alberta has been a good place to live and work. It's been a good place to raise kids, a good place to get involved in community, and a good place to play, and a good place to retire. Life here has been a gift, but could it be better? Yes, I think it could. And I am driven by the worry and the fears of the people I represent in Calgary-Edgemont. But I'm also fueled by the hope and the optimism that I see on the faces here around me. We owe Albertans who elected us a chance at a better future, and I think we are all up to the task. So thank you.